ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Hello everybody and welcome to Holy Ghost Prep High School, where we have live soccer action between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the Garnet Valley Jaguars. I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Steven Zacklin.
And we will have the next 80 minutes of live soccer coverage for you from the Dwayne Athletic Complex at Holy Ghost Prep between the Firebirds and the Jaguars. The Firebirds entered today's home game with a 6-8 record and a 3-2 record specifically at home. Meanwhile, the Jaguars come out with a little bit of a floundering 2-8 record and an 0-5 record on the home via Max Preps. As I should say, Garnet Valley Jaguars with an 0-5 record on the road via Max Preps. Looking for their first road win, as they have a -15 goal differential on the year, compared to the Firebird -6 after a 6-0 loss to Conestoga in their last outing. Opening whistle is Massimo Chalka dropping off to Mike Cancellieri. He drops it all the way back to Dylan Logan Stewart, who lines him up the sideline. Coming back to the middle looking for Burns, didn't quite get to him. Now Ethan Beatty up in the air. Beatty looking for Deanna. Deanna couldn't quite get to it. And Deanna and Chalka being sent around, but it's Billy Burke, the starting goaltender today for Holy Ghost Prep, who will pick up the loose ball. It was a battle of underclassmen goalies for these two teams, as is Billy Burke in net for HGP, the sophomore, versus Owen Zweier, the freshman for Garnet Valley. Now Zweier's going to get his first attempt of the game, and now his line out of play. Great defense by Garnet Valley, as Owen Zweier was forced to make his first save.
You don't see that very often, 2 underclassmen goalies. That's pretty cool.
It was a tad bit unusual for the Firebirds. They have a promising offensive possession, but come away with a goalie kick for the opposing side. And here's Zweier booting one all the way down over the head of Logan Stewart. Ramos head ball up in the air, looking for Logan Stewart along the sideline. He sends him back into play, but it was initially out of bounds off of him. And so it will once again be Garnet Valley possession. So Garnet Valley riding a short bench today. They have 6 players out due to injury or another reason, but that's 6 inactive members. I mean, they have a bench of just 6 players, not including their 6 injured, 6 players on the bench.
Wow.
For the Firebirds, a deeper bench, and they've been able to utilize that so far this year. Tommy Walsh moving the ball back and forth. Walsh has 3 points in his last 2 outings for the Firebirds, including 2 goals, and their second to most recent home game being the only 2 goals scored by the Firebirds in their 2-1 win.
And some goals, those were Caden.
They were really ridiculous. And an even more promising pass was the one that came off of him for his 3rd point in the last 2 home games. The last game on October 4th, a great centering pass to give the Firebirds their one and only goal of the game. The Firebirds went back and forth in the middle of the field. It was Deanna and Brendan Lawson who knocked out of play. So Lawson was the one that's whistled out on, but the pass goes all the way over his head. Here goes Ramos. Ramos to the middle, Deanna. Deanna back Mike Cancellieri, couldn't quite get to him. There's Herrera. Herrera on a drop. Logan Stewart picks up the loose ball. Logan Stewart back to Ramos. Now Ramos being boxed out. That's great offense by number 2, Jamison Kennedy, the senior for the Jaguars. Kennedy takes the drop off, and that was lined out of play by a Jaguar. Went off of a member of the Firebird bench and out of play. And it's going to be off Holy Ghost. Two head balls back and forth, center pass up to the top, looking for Deanna. Deanna moves it forward, Sean Fleming. Fleming has it from the top. Fleming on the move, loose ball, picks it up, and drops it off to Ethan Beatty. Beatty up the sideline. Here's Walsh. Walsh on a quick toe tap. Here's Fleming now. Fleming moving through the defenders. Sean Fleming with help. Drops it off Deanna. Deanna Lawson. Lawson passes it back to Herrera. Herrera back to Deanna now. Deanna along the near side. Finds Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri wanted Deanna again. Miscommunication, but it went past him. It went into the foot of Tommy Walsh, so Walsh keeps it in play for the Firebirds. Walsh went back to Cancellieri. Cancellieri up the sideline, tried to spin out of one, couldn't quite get there. Into open space, Deanna trying to play containment, he won't be able to, and Garnet Valley takes over. Great touch by Vaughn Kelly. And Kelly moving up the sideline, takes the pass back in the middle.
Wide open.
Garnet Valley is forcing some passes. Their coaching sideline is not happy with that. And early on, Garnet Valley making a couple early mistakes as Jamison Kennedy was the intended target of the most recent pass that went out of play.
Very active start so far, but like you said, I think Garnet Valley has to kind of slow it down a little bit on the attack.
So Garnet Valley is slowing it up here as they have a free kick coming from along the far side. Both sides line up on the top of their box. The kick comes lining in, head ball away, Ramos. Ramos finds Herrera, and Herrera lofts up in the air for a quick, somewhat clear. And Chalka and Deanna in the middle of it. Chalka went down. He'll pop back up. Now Beatty was right next to a hit as again Deanna went down this time, and there was no whistle as Beatty disagreed, and there should have been.
Pretty aggressive start so far by both teams, I feel like.
And Garnet Valley especially.
For sure.
They've been applying the pressure for both sides. Deanna watches the pass go over his head with 34:50 to play. Beatty forced to drop it back, and Billy Burke an off-speed boot all the way down. Great touch by Garnet Valley, but a little bit off speed as now Deanna picks up the loose ball. Deanna moving it out. That's a great thread-of-the-needle pass looking for Massimo Chalka. He has him. Chalka has the ball knocked away now, and it's able to pass back, and it winds up at the foot of Justin Ellis, a sophomore. Ellis on the drop. Here goes Ramos. Ramos to the middle, top of the box, all the way down. He has Chalka. Chalka with help, but just not enough space as he got a last-ditch centering pass off, but it was immediately eaten up by Owen Zwire. Zwire moves it up. Justin Ellis, a good touch. Ellis to the far side, but just out of play for his fellow Jaguar. They're coming back-to-back passes as Lawson has it with Herrera. Herrera back and forth. Herrera finds Mason Deanna now. Deanna goes down low. Deanna on the drop. Walsh all the way over the net. It was a great pass to Lawson. Lawson centering feed, and he had Chalka wide open. Great defense by the Jaguars to close that hole. As now Chalka on a spin. Has the loose ball knocked away. Massimo Chalka being pressured to the outskirts of his box. Or by the sideline, Chalka Herrera. Maybe not. Chalka sliding past, that one knocked away. And loose ball picked up by Patrick Duffy, the junior. Duffy making his first play of the game, and Duffy...
Miscommunication there.
Duffy found Jamison Kennedy, but Kennedy could not quite find Matthew Cooney. And Cooney's inbound is headed up into no man's land in terms of Jaguars, but Ramos is right there. Ramos for the Firebirds moves it up. Ramos looking for Lawson. Logan Stewart, and Logan Stewart's pass was knocked off of a Jaguar and out of play, going off of Chris Finnegan, the sophomore Jag. Now Finnegan a straightaway pass. Here's Ramos picking up the loose ball. Ramos by the sideline, and Ramos will head it back into the hands of Billy Burke. Burke moves it up to Beatty. Beatty all the way up, and Chalka took a hit. He went down. No whistle sounds with Chalka holding his head as he comes up. The ball went out off Garnet Valley, so here's Lawson in the middle. Lawson by the emblem on a drop. Logan Stewart now. Logan Stewart from the sideline drops it off. Matt Cancellieri. Matt to Beatty. Ethan Beatty all the way down. Beatty wants Fleming, but a little bit too far.
One thing I'll say about Garnet Valley is they're very aggressive on both sides of the ball, especially on defense.
They have been aggressive on both sides, but their aggressiveness has not paid off for them yet this year. As again, they are allowing 2 goals per game and only scoring 1.
Savage game.
Wasn't that bad. Whistle goes against the Firebirds, so it's a free kick coming in from the senior Jorge Lopez. Lopez, line drive pass in. Quick shuffle pass up on Kelly, the junior. Kelly back and forth. Kelly's pass to the middle is knocked away. Here comes Mike Cancellieri. Mike has an open man. And it's Tommy Walsh. Walsh with space. Walsh centering pass. That one knocked away. Great defense by the Jaguars, and Walsh let it go out of play for a corner. First corner kick for either side comes after 9 minutes have elapsed in this first half. Walsh was the one that forces the corner, but it's Sean Fleming who will take it. Fleming, centering pass, hook shot, back corner of the net. It was Chalka. Chalka moves it up to Ramos. Ramos back and forth. Lawson in the air. I had a good height and good aim on it, but just not enough power as it's Owen Zweier who picks it up. Zweier moving the ball about. And now he punts it from the top of his own box by the sideline. Deanna, good touch over to Fleming.
Oh,
Fleming
nice
punts
move.
It back. Great move by Fleming. Fleming centering pass looking for Walsh. So knocked away near own goal, and that's going to be a good defensive play by Garnet Valley, specifically Matthew Cooney, to get the ball out of play. So the Firebirds will inbound after Cooney's punt away. Here's Deanna, and Deanna's head ball is headed straight back up out of play, and this one might be a corner.
Looks like it.
Fiber setting up as such, or at least an inbound near the corner. HGP has already taken one corner today, looking for their second.
Yeah, I think it's an actual corner.
This one will be a corner for HGP. Setting up to take it is Ramos. Ramos, line drive, shot over everything, and it made contact with the head of Herrera, but out of play. So an immediate quick substitution for Garnet Valley, again on their short bench. And they'll put in 3 pairs of fresh legs, half their bench. Starting off as a sophomore Ellis, a sophomore Finnegan, and a senior Lopez. At least it appears to be from our vantage point. Here centering pass looking for Chalka, and Chalka got crossed up by his own pass. And Garnet Valley will take it up. Garnet Valley moves it up. That's going to be a good whistle on the sideline. That was a close call, and the right call made by our sideline ref against Jack Kalish. Kalish, one of the 3 men to sub on.
Yeah.
And Deanna with a pass that was whistle worthy, and so Garnet Valley will take over. Deanna heads the ball. Deanna to Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri, Fleming. Fleming in the middle looking for Lawson. He just overshoots him. And here comes Chris Boreanis. Boreanis all the way down to the middle. Boreanis looking for Cancellieri. Couldn't quite get to him. Now drop off for Garnet Valley. Brandon Lawson was taken down by another member of the Jaguars. There's an off-speed pass. And Jamison Kennedy took it. Billy Burke will scoop it up and net for the Firebirds. Herrera takes the opening pass to the Firebirds in their new fresh possession. Herrera on a drop, he finds Lawson. Lawson moving it down, Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart off speed, looking for Deanna in the middle, didn't quite get to him. Deanna boots one away, looking for Ramos again, further down the field. And Ramos by the sideline has the ball almost go out of play by the Firebird bench. Keeping it in play with his junior Patrick Duffy. And Duffy gets the benefit of the doubt on the whistle. Here's the inbound. Knocked up in the air by Mike Cancellieri. And Cancellieri is ruled to be the one that knocked it out of play, and so it would be Garnet Valley taking over along their own sideline. Apparently not. It'll be Ramos inbounding for the Firebirds. So Kansas City gets the benefit of the doubt. Ramos over the head of Chalka. Chalka back and forth. Here's a spin out. Great play by Lawson, and Lawson is forced to send one down for Garnet Valley. 1-on-2 disadvantage for the Jaguars as they still pressure forward. Moving up is Jamison Kennedy. Kennedy on the drop, off-speed shot, and it's picked up by Billy Burke in net. So again, Tim Devine inactive today for HGP. His third straight home game where he has missed today. And Billy Burke takes over in net as Herrera is tripped up. That's going to be a good whistle.
Yeah, I agree.
Herrera gets tripped up. It'll be a Firebird free kick from just beyond the center field emblem. Ramos and Beatty around the ball. It's Ramos sending it down. Ramos on the boot. Head ball back near Chalka. Chalka boxed out. Loose ball goes away. And now moving it all the way up. Sending one down with Logan Stewart. He collided with Lawson. Stewart over to Lawson. And Fleming was the intended target in the last pass. Didn't quite get to him in front of the net. Off-speed pass looking for Jamison Kennedy of the Jaguars. Kennedy has the ball picked away. Great defense by Ethan Beatty. And Beatty moves it down looking for Chalka. And Chalka has the ball lined over his head. Out of bounds off Garnet Valley as Owen Zwire launched it out of play on the sideline. Inbounding it is Dylan Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart on the pass to Oscar Herrera. Herrera on the drop back to Logan Stewart now. Logan Stewart center pass to the middle. Herrera took another big hit. That one not whistled. Here's Lawson. Lawson to the middle. Kansas City took a hit as well. That one not whistled either. Kansas City looking for Walsh. Walsh being tripped up, triple teamed. That one knocked away. Back to Kansas City. That one lined away again. The Firebird offense has done a great job pushing and pressuring the Jaguars so far today on offense. Nothing's come of it so far through the first 15 minutes with 25 to play in the half. But even then, some pressure is always good. A Jaguar is down. We'll take a quick break. Or maybe not, as he won't. It was number 2, Jamison Kennedy, who went down, and Kennedy will sub off.
And the Firebirds have done a great job of pushing through Garnet Valley's aggressiveness, because they've been very aggressive on defense, but they've pushed through it. They haven't scored yet, like you said, but still.
And both sides have been showing aggression, but the Firebirds have had the longer time of possession by a mile. Inbound went right towards Tommy Walsh, but Walsh had the ball booted out of play off of the Jaguar, and so the Firebirds just do it over again with Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart has Ramos, and Ramos will take the inbound. Ramos on the pass looking for Walsh again. Walsh with the ball knocked away. Here's a centering pass over to Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart on a drop. Here's Ramos all the way down. That one caught by Zwire in net. So Zwire makes the midair catch for Garnet Valley, and they'll try to reset and have a prolonged offensive possession, which they have not had yet today. Here come the Jaguars on offense. They're going to have an opportunity. Centering pass.
Nice
Great
save
save by Billy Burke, and Burke keeps it in play.
Wow.
Great saving, great touch by Billy Burke along the corner, and the Firebirds not only keep it scoreless, but keep it away from a corner kick.
That was a great chance for them.
Yeah, and Kalish had a good opportunity in the middle as yells from his sideline went against him. So Burke had a good clearing pass. It went out of play. It may have been last touched by Kalish, and Deanna will be the one inbounding it for the Firebirds. Deanna throws in. It went off of the defender on Fleming, which is still Kalish. Fleming takes the pass, goes over to Lawson now. Lawson and Fleming back and forth. Centering pass knocked away as Ryan Welch, the senior, one of the new pairs of fresh legs for the Jaguars, made the touch. Welch on the drop. He drops it off to Nate Boreanaz. And Boreanaz sends it out of play. That grants Firebirds back possession of the ball. It's a one bounce inbound, finds Lawson. Lawson on the drop, Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart back to Lawson. Lawson was tripped up, no whistle. Pass to the middle, Mike Cancellieri.
Wow. Oh.
And Cancellieri, loose ball is knocked away. 2 head balls, one by Lawson of the Firebirds. Lawson to Herrera. Herrera, good touch by Ramos, but nothing comes of it.
Wow.
A high boot up in the air. Ethan Beatty uses his height to head the ball back for the Firebirds, but to real no avail as Jack Kalish moves it up. Kalish to Deanna. Deanna looking for Kalish again, passing back and forth around Fleming and Oscar Herrera. Good touch, knocked it away from Lawson, but maybe a smarter play as Logan Stewart backs up for the new pass. Logan Stewart to Ramos. Ramos back to Herrera. Herrera to the long side over the freshman again, Logan Stewart. And Logan Stewart to Mike Cancellieri as the ball knocked out of play.
It's like a game of hot potato there for a second.
Vaughn Kelly, the junior, back and forth. Kelly on the pass. Here's a drop off. Ethan Beatty. Beatty, Fleming. Fleming to the near side. On the cut, Mike Cancellieri. He drops it off for Lawson. Lawson goes down low. Back to Fleming. And Fleming to Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart is pickpocketed. Loose ball still is Patrick Duffy. Tried to corral it in for the Jaguars. He couldn't. He moves the ball up to Ryan Welsh instead. And the senior is tripped up.
Wow.
Big contact with Logan Stewart, which is not called. And the referees have been letting them play so far today.
There goes all their subs.
Yeah, 4 more subs will come off. Patrick Duffy takes the inbound for the Jaguars. Duffy centering pass, and Billy Burke took a big hit.
That's not a...
It's somehow not a whistle. Again, they have been letting them play, but that one was pretty blatant. As Billy Burke took a knee to the face, making a good save there off the Jaguars. And it was Jamison Kennedy who had good pressure. Now Kennedy looking to do it again as Ryan Welsh moves the ball up. Welsh on the drop, finds Patrick Duffy. Duffy goes back and forth with the turnover. Now the Firebirds take over with Deanna.
Oh, wide open.
Mason Deanna was in fact wide open. He's going to knock one all the way down, looking for Walsh in the corner. Walsh will track it down and play. Tommy Walsh on the move. Walsh all the way to the sideline. 9 drive. What a save by Zweier. It doesn't get much better than that. There was a streaking freshman, Matt Cancellieri, who came right into the box and had the ball knocked up and out of play. It'll be a corner kick for HGP. It's their 3rd of the game, and the 2nd from that far corner. That was as close as it gets. A brilliant save by Zweier.
I was going to say, that shot was closer than I thought it was going to be, to be honest.
Here comes the hook shot all the way in. The 3rd corner of the game for HGP. So far goes nowhere. Going down with it was Walsh. Walsh lost one in the air.
Did that hit off a defender?
I think got to play. It looked like it bounced weird.
Yeah, I think it hit off.
If Firebird staying in the offensive possession,
Yeah.
And it will be. So Fleming will just do it again. And now it's quickly corner kick number 4. With still 18 minutes to play in this first half. Fleming lines up. He goes low to the ground this time. It was eaten up by the Jaguars, but Fleming brings back out to corral it in. Line drive shot by Burns goes way wide. And so it'll be a goalie throw in for the Jaguars.
That shot was almost close.
Yeah, almost. Just missed the outer reachings of close. Burns has been playing good defense today. He got his first shot near on net out of the game. Burns going back and forth. Here's the drop. Back and forth with his Ramos, and Ramos will loft one almost out of play. It's a good touch by the Jaguars to keep it in. Burns in defensive coverage again, and leading a man was Jamison Kennedy, but a little bit too far, as Kennedy and the Jags are turned away once again. Here's Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri moved it up for a moment. And a toe tap pass will just go right back out of play off of HGP. And centering feed was knocked away by Mike Kantz. Say again, Steven?
Another sub for.
Yeah, it's their
Garnet
third sub of
Valley.
the game, or at least third just substitution group of the game.
Yeah.
As they've had 3 come off and 4 come off in the previous 2. Burns brings it in. Burns, Logan Stewart, back to Burns again. Burns to Herrera. Herrera to Beatty. Ethan Beatty to Mason Deanna. Deanna now on the move. Mason Deanna all the way down, looking for Fleming. Led him a little bit too far, and it's lined out of play. But that could be Fleming's potentially 4th corner of the game, just taken by him. And it'd be 5 on the day for the Firebirds. Looks like that'll be it. Substitution for the Firebirds, and subbing off is Sean Fleming. So he will not be taking it. It will be the Firebirds' 6th corner of the game, but won't be taken by Fleming. Only the 2nd time that's happened today. It was an off-speed pass off the corners. Here's Herrera centering feed. That one knocked away. It was a good look for the Firebirds, but Jamison Kennedy turns them away. Kennedy on a good touch on the drop back. Vaughn Kelly. Kelly down the sidelines, and a good pass by Matthew Cooney. And Cooney tried to move it to Patrick Duffy. And Duffy found Jack Kalish, and it may have gone off the foot of Kalish twice. A 2nd time it's called, and Kalish is ruled to be out of play, and Mason Deanna will bring it in. Deanna shuffles forward, finds Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri to Burns. Burns centering pass. What a sliding kick by Ramos to keep it in play, and changes the side of the field. It'll go out of bounds off of Ramos, and moving it up is Jorge Lopez, the senior. And then Lopez is whistled off, so it'll be Matthew Cooney instead, the sophomore inbounds. Cooney throws it in. Deanna on the head ball. Deanna trying to move it up to Mark Sonardo. And Sonardo had the ball go over his head. So here comes the pass all the way up to Vaughn Kelly. Kelly off the drop and moving it up looking for Kalish. It got nowhere. Kalish and Kennedy were in between passes. Here's Deanna after Burke's inbound. And now Burke will have to look at it again. It won't quite get to him, but he's still forced out of his own net a little bit as Ramos moves it up. Ramos finds Mark Stenardo, but a little bit too far. As the ball goes all the way out, almost out of play, as Logan Stewart on the sideline. Great pickpocket by the Jaguars. Cutting it back and forth is Patrick Duffy. Duffy into open space, and off the drop is Vasily Dargakis. And Vasily Dargakis knocks him all the way down, and Owen Zwire moves it up. Zwire to Beatty, Beatty to Burns. Burns boxed out. Good defense by the Jags at the middle of the field. Burns in the middle. Lofted in the air again. This time it's headballed back awkwardly by Jamison Kennedy. Kennedy finds Walter Graff. Graff now Sonardo, and Sonardo miscommunication as he was looking on the far side for the freshman Matt Cancellieri. Here's Deanna. Deanna led Herrera a little bit too far. Deanna from the emblem, centering pass that goes off a leg of a Jaguar. Back to Deanna now. Deanna to Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri back and forth into open space, doing it all himself. He finally finds Logan Stewart on the far side. Logan Stewart now cuts it back into open space. He takes a drop off, and it's Matt Cancellieri now back to Logan Stewart, and Logan Stewart has the ball knocked out of play. It'll stay Firebird possession.
Firebirds gotta try and slow down a little bit on the attack. I feel like they're being a little, like they're just kind of rushing a little bit.
So 12 and a half to play in this first half. Firebirds are going to get at least one on the board after all these offensive possessions that they've had, including 6 unanswered corners. Here's Herrera listening to the call, and Herrera looking for Walter Graff a little bit too far. Graff forced to bring it in. He's pressured out to the corner on the drop. Here's Deanna, and Deanna finds Zwire in net. And it has been Owen Zwire, the freshman goalkeeper, who's been perfect along with Billy Burke in net for the Firebirds. Zwire directing traffic. 11:45 to play in the first half.
Zwire's had plenty to do so far, that's for sure.
His kick goes all the way over the head of Herrera, all the way down after the Firebird defense. Beatty can't quite make contact with it, and now it's Patrick Duffy on the move. Duffy off the drop. Here come the Jaguars, their best offensive opportunity of the game. That one off speed, headballed away, and that's good defense for the Firebirds. But Billy Burke miscommunication is Brady Stout with a good defensive play, but he forces a corner kick for the Jaguars.
Huge deflection there, because that looked like that was on target until it got deflected.
Yeah, Stout a little bit mad at himself, but I'm not really sure why. That was a smart play. He was able to get it out of play.
It's better than the other option or other result, that's for sure.
Yep. Here was the first corner kick of the game for the Jaguars. Stout and the rest of the Firebirds line up in the middle. It's a hook shot to the middle. Ramos the only one to make contact with it, and he sends one all the way down out of the main zone. And Billy Burke, way out of his own net, was made contact with, and that's the right call as a no call, as Burke may have come out of his own box, which would be not allowed to make contact with the ball with his hands. I don't think he did. The Jaguars are adamant that he did.
I was going to say, I don't think they agree with you.
The Jaguars are very much adamant that he did, but Billy Burke with a smart play, and he has kept it going. Burke on a drop to Stout. Stout on the move. Here's Burns. Burns back to Stout on the sideline. Stout up the seam looking for Graff, and he couldn't find him. Inbound now comes in for the Jaguars, headed away by Stout. And the ball trickles back and out of play as it went just beyond Mike Medici.
Is that Chowka coming back on?
Is who back on?
Is that Chowka coming back on?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think that might be Burns again. Stout on the sidelines is in fact Burns subbing on. Number 6. Burns back and forth. Now he goes back on defense immediately. Matt Cancelliere trying to prevent the push. The Jaguars still on the move. They move it up. It's a sliding play. Vaughn Kelly, a good pass. Kelly on the drop. Looking for him on the sideline. Couldn't quite get to him. And here comes Graff and Herrera. It's Herrera making the first contact. Herrera to the middle. Matt Cancelliere. Cancelliere on the drop. Here's Herrera again. Pressures it out. Logan Stewart on target looking for Graff. Head ball towards the net. And Zweier picked up the loose ball.
Little unlucky
Zweier,
there.
the freshman goalkeeper, again turns the Firebirds away at the doorstep. What were you going to say, Steven?
Oh, I was just going to say a little unlucky there.
Yeah, it definitely was a little unlucky. It was just a bit off target, and Graff tried to do everything he could with it. It was on target, but just not on target enough, and now the Firebirds tried to do it again. Here's Logan Stewart on the far side of the box. Logan Stewart off-speed pass. Burns a good shot, but a better save by Zweier.
Great save.
Zweier again slams the door. And with under 10 to play in the first half, it remains scoreless here at the Green Athletic Complex. Zweier takes the drop over the heads of the Firebirds and went over the head of Patrick Duffy, the junior, for the Jaguars' intended target. Ramos moves it up, a low-hanging line drive pass over to Brady Stout. Stout in way open space. He's got an opportunity. Stout to the middle, back out to Herrera. Herrera with good touch, back to the middle, looking for Stout again. Pressured away by Matt Cancelliere. Cancelliere back to himself. Matt Cancelliere pass to the far side, and here's Burns. Burns off-speed pass. That one not quite getting to Massimo Chalka. And now the Jags back on offense, but Ramos quickly changes that. So Ramos booted one down, and Stout will send it to the sideline. So the Jaguars line up 4 possible representatives for the inbound.
Haven't seen this before.
Yeah, usually only 2. Maybe that's the 3 subs on the sideline.
Yeah, it's
That would make sense. I've never seen that many people line up right there. And Billy Burke comes way out of his zone. Tried to make the good save. He was able to get a hand on it, but not quite enough to keep the ball out of the Jaguar possession. And it's a line drive pass all the way down, and Burke makes the easy one-hand save. Shot on goal by Justin Ellis, the sophomore, his first of the game. And Burke will launch one down. It goes over the head of Ellis, right into Mark Sinardo. Sonardo in open space. He's got Burns. Burns looking for Walter Graff. Graff on the cut, centering pass through the legs of almost everybody. But it's lined away by a Jaguar at the last second. It'll be inbound for the Firebirds, but just beyond their own offensive zone. Firebirds with good offensive pressure in the corner. Matt Cancellieri passes the middle to Sonardo. Sonardo looking for a man. He was looking for Burns. Didn't quite get to him. It was picked up by Justin Ellis. Ellis on the move, held up. That's going to be a whistle.
It should be.
Yeah, late whistle. It should have been. It's the right call. And so the Jaguars will have a free kick. As going down was Chris Borgianis. .5:45 to play in this first half. Still scoreless. The Jaguars the best of opportunity of the game. Beatty and Herrera lining up the personnel in the middle. The pass will come in from Patrick Duffy. Duffy is off speed in front of the net. And Burke couldn't quite make the save. That's a shot on goal, and that was just missed by Kalish.
Great defense.
Yeah, Burke was able to get a hand on it. He knocked the ball almost out of play, but just not close enough for the Firebird defense to let it roll. And so they're forced to make another good play. It's the second corner kick of the game coming for the Jaguars. And this time it's Jamison Kennedy, the senior. Kennedy will send one down. Kennedy is centering past the middle. That one knocked away. Burke went down with the ball. And now Burke moves up to Matt Cancellieri. Great defense on the Firebirds. Great defense by the Firebirds on the Jaguars' corner as Logan Stewart on the move. Logan Stewart wide open. Walter Graff. Graff to the middle. Great leading pass, and Lawson went down. Lawson had a look, got a foot on it, but got tripped up maybe a little bit. No whistle. It was a close call regardless. And so it'll go out of play, and the Jaguars take over. And more subs coming for the Jaguars, as their strategy has been get new fresh legs on there and keep changing up the personnel for the Firebird defense.
Well, I think it's when they have so few people on the bench, you kind of got to keep switching it.
Yeah, I'd say that would make sense. Zweier moves his pass up. Massimo Chalka back and forth, and Chalka has the ball trickle out of play. Jake Ferris, the sophomore, will inbound. Ferris moves it up. His pass goes to Ryan Welsh, the senior. Welsh back and forth, looking for Ferris again. Didn't quite get to Boreanis. And Boreanis' pass is turned over. Here goes Beatty. Beatty to Herrera. Herrera to Stout. Stout in open space on the drop, looking for Graff. Now he's going to have him on the inbound. Graff moves it up, and the line drive pass will stay in play for the moment, but Stout pick it up and will do the other inbounds. Stout's pass splits the defenders, finds Herrera. Herrera, Matt Cancellieri in the middle. He got hit low. It was all ball. It sounded like it, but a very loud sound that was. Line drive shot on net. It comes from Massimo Chalka, and it's caught by Zweier again. Here's a centering pass looking for Ethan Beatty. Beatty back and forth. Has the loose ball. Beatty got tripped up. That's going to be another free kick. And a yellow card coming. Not sure who the yellow card will be against, as Stout and Beatty were both in defensive coverage. But it's a yellow card against the Firebirds. Will be on Beatty as Beatty subs off.
Yeah, it can't be on the tackle because it was definitely a penalty, but I don't know if it's a yellow card tackle.
I'm not quite sure he's yellow card worthy. Definitely leads to whistle.
Yeah, definitely.
Kalish runs over it. Here's a line drive pass on net.
Another great
Burke
play.
taps one away. Great save by Billy Burke, and he has been locked down so far today. Turning past the middle for Lawson. Lawson around the sideline. Lawson all the way down. Great leading pass for Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart was tripped up for a moment. Now he picks up the loose ball on the spin. Logan Stewart on the check down, back to Herrera. Herrera top of the box, on the drop, back to Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart in open space, and now it's Lawson to the middle, and just past Herrera. Herrera back to Ramos now, and Ramos does the same thing as Deanna now, makes a touch, and he knocks that one out of play. Under 90 seconds to play in this first half, still scoreless between the Jaguars and the Firebirds. That is one of the few things I have not called here, Holy Ghost Prep, a scoreless game. At least a full-time scoreless game.
So maybe there's a first for everything.
Yep. Lawson on the drop. It's Chalka. Chalka back to Lawson. And that one's picked off. Here's Patrick Duffy, the junior. Duffy in motion. Great sequence and lined away by Deanna. And someone on 95 will find that one. Deanna launches one to the highway. And so with 45 seconds to play, we'll have an inbound coming from the Jaguars.
Oh, no way.
And I guess the Jaguars are just beyond the line as Jake Ferris makes it across, and that was the whistle.
And they found the ball, so
they did find the ball.
1-1.
One less ball, serving as a casualty on 95. 20 seconds to play. The Jaguars take over. Good defense by the Firebirds. It was Deanna. Calls for a whistle going unanswered, and rightfully so. As the pass goes back and forth. Here's Cancerio on the drop-off to Stout. Stout moves up to Graff now. Graff in space gets a shot on goal. Zwire makes the one-bounce save, and that's the end of the first half. We're through 40 of the Dune Athletic Complex. It's Owen Zwire and Billy Burke who have been locking down their opposing offenses today. Zwire with the most recent save and the most of them of the two. But it's been Billy Burke who has not gone unnoticed by the broadcast booth as he has been locked down as well, saving 3 separate corner kicks coming from the Jaguar offense. 40 minutes down there, 40 more to come from the Dune Athletic Complex, and we'll have them live for you on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dwin Athletic Complex, where we have second half action between the Firebirds and the Jaguars of Garnet Valley High School, as we are scoreless for the first 40, so in the next 40 looking to get our first offensive possession of the game that comes out successful. So Stephen, what was your big takeaway from the first half?
Well, I think both teams were very aggressive, especially Garnet Valley, and both teams had their chances, but as we can see, neither have scored yet. It'll be interesting to see if either team's game plan has changed coming into the second half.
What was really interesting to see there is how the Jaguars lined up on
Yeah,
the opening half.
like a football play.
That was quite literally a football play. It was 6 men to the left, 1 man to the right, and about one guy, or actually about one guy, about 3 guys in the slot there. As coming out of the backfield was Owen Zweier, the freshman. So Zweier, the goalie for the Jaguars, has been absolutely immaculate so far today, along with Billy Burke, who gets his first challenge of the game and immediately boots it away just beyond the emblem. So Mike Cancer got knocked down in the middle. It's the first whistle of at least recent memory going against the Jaguars on a push-off. Officials have been letting both teams play for the most part, called, as we've seen some other games be, as Chalka sent the line drive shot right on net and Zweier made the easy save. So Zweier will bring it up. Contact in the middle as Deanna went down, but Deanna found his intended target in Graf. Graf drops it off to Stout. Stout on a spin, powering through defenders. Good move by Brady Stout. And here's a pass all the way down. It's Fleming to the middle, just wide of his headed target in Salea. And now Burns on the drop. Burns to the middle, Mark Sonardo to the line. Centering feed to the Stout, and Stout's shot is saved. Brady Stout, a great shot on goal, but it was turned away by Zweier. Now the Firebirds back on offense. Sonardo has the ball sent away. Burns trying to pick up the loose ball. Burns gets it to the far side, probably the near side with Chalka. Chalka on the drop. And he found his man in Salea.
Oh, wow. She almost went in.
Almost did go in. Salea to the middle and Burns. That one not
no, that
quite.
did not almost go in.
So
Close.
Burns sends one over the netting, and so we'll get a fresh ball on the field. And Zweier will pick it up. So Zweier with a line drive, almost over everybody's head, and it's brought down by Patrick Duffy. Duffy on the clear, he moves it up to Mike Medici. Medici on a drop, he moves it over to Chris Finnegan, and Finnegan has the ball go out of play. Here comes the inbound, Justin Ellis knocks one up, and Ellis on the drop to Nate Boreanaz. And Boreanaz lost possession of that one, and it was Mark Sonardo flying down the field, and he couldn't quite get the Zweier. Mike Medici with back-to-back touches on the sideline. He was eventually knocked out of play. And so it'll be Firebird ball with Ramos and Chalco with it. Ramos on the inbounds. Looking for Burns, and they didn't quite get to him. And the ball is lofted back up to the middle and caught again by Zweier. Zweier drop kick from the edge of the box. Zweier all the way up, just past Herrera. Herrera back-to-back head balls. McCanceleri over to Deanna. Deanna looking for Burns, and Burns just can't quite get there. Herrera took a slap. And that was Walter Graf, rather, and Graf was limping visibly. That was very skin-to-skin contact, and that was very clear and evident, and the whistle came very shortly after. Here comes the pass on in. It was Burns who headed the ball up away, and it'll go out of play. And it went off of a Firebird. Right, HGP lining up as if they have it, and they do. It was whistled off of Garnet Valley. And so the Jaguars will surrender possession. Here's Walter Graff on the corner. Graff in the corner nearest to us. Lines one away. Chalka on the hit ball. Chalka to the middle, and then a little bit too far. As bringing it in was Owen Zwire once more. Zwire takes the drop. He moves one all the way up. It's shouldered away towards Jamison Kennedy, but not quite to him. Burns picks up the loose ball. Burns moves it up. Brady Stout, pardon me, on a spin. Stout makes a man miss, but it's going to be a turnover as Boreanis picks it up. Boreanis up to Stout. And Stout's pass just went over the head of Walter Graff on the sideline. Pass goes right back to the middle, back-to-back, cut back by Jamison Kennedy. Kennedy and the Jaguars back on offense, but Burke will loft one up to the middle by the emblem. Herrera and Matt Cancellieri back and forth. He's a drop-off. Brady Stout. Stout moves it up. Now the recipient of the pass, Stout over to Matt Cancellieri. Cancellieri breaking free. Here's an opportunity. Matt Cancellieri to the middle, Stout. Off-speed pass, once Salea over his head. He's going to track it down the corner. Good touch by Salea. Salea to the middle. That one knocked away. Sonardo shovels it forward. He
what
scores!
A goal!
Mark Sonardo gets the first goal of the game for either side, and he waddles to the corner with the first goal of the game for HGP. 33-20 to play in the second. It's 1-0 Firebirds.
Great goal there.
That was a great goal by Mark Sonardo. Waiting to see who the official assist is for. And it would be by number 11, Daniel Salea. Salea gets credit with the assist on the Mark Sonardo goal. And it's a 1-0 Firebird lead through 7 minutes in the second half. So to work on the camera work just a little bit, I'll be right back in a second. Steven, take over for the moment.
I got you. So we got Garnet Valley here with the corner. There's about... Oh. Okay. A lot of trickery going on here for this free kick. Crossed in here. And goes right out of play. Billy Burke sets the ball up. And out of bounds again. Garnet Valley with another throw in here.
So Firebirds going back and forth with it as Garnet Valley takes over. Back on offense is Justin Ellis, a sophomore. And Ellis moves one about and is whistled off before it got to the foot of another former Jaguar, that being David Cossey. So he has the pass whistled off before it got to him. Now Garnet Valley back on offense. They're playing defense for the moment, but forced to knock it away. Mike Medici. And now Medici on the pressure up.
Nice move there. And he whistle against the Firebirds here. So it'll be another free kick for Garnet Valley.
So it appears the camera work has been fixed as the buffering and glitching has kind of gone down a little bit. So we'll see how that works after the remainder of the game. It'll be a free kick coming from Garnet Valley, well inside their own offensive zone, as Matthew Cooney, the sophomore, will be the one taking the shot. Never mind, he runs right past it. And now Jamison Kennedy sends one down, and Kennedy, through the air, is caught by Billy Burke. And now Burke immediately whistled to stop. I'm not sure what the whistle is going to be for. It's going to go against Burke regardless. So Burke will patrol the outskirts of his own box, looking to inbound. Well, not quite inbound, but throw it in. He'll throw it in to Brady Stout. Stout up along the middle of the field. Stout on the drop-off. He moves up to Matt Canseri. He has the drop, looking for Fleming. Didn't quite get it to him. Fleming back and forth. That one knocked away as Matthew Cooney moved it up. And Cooney's pass was sent back on net by the Firebird offense. Picked up by Owen Zwire.
Very busy game for both goalkeepers so far in this game, especially Zwire.
His Wires have the most action of the two goalkeepers, but Billy Burke has had his fair share as well, as going down along the sideline was Massimo Chalka. With that, it'll be a Jaguar inbounds. Pass is lobbed up in the air. Mike Canseri, a good push off by Deanna. It appeared to be clean. Deanna was surprised it wasn't. And Patrick Duffy, the junior, went down. He'll get the benefit of the whistle. And now a free kick is potentially coming for the Jaguars. They had the ball right on the edge of the box.
Might as well be a penalty kick at this distance.
It is extremely close. Billy Burke will line his men up and he's ready to go. The shot will come from Chris Boreanaz. Boreanaz goes right past it. So do two other Jaguars. I have no idea. Line drive shot over the net. Yeah, all that for Jamison Kennedy. Send it over the net. And Billy Burke will go back and track it down.
It's like some football motion plays.
They've had a lot of football-like plays.
They do.
Here's Brady Stout on the drop-off to Herrera. Herrera back to Deanna. Deanna back to Stout. Stout went down, but that was definitely all ball, and Stout agrees. Here's a pass to the middle to Burns. Burns has Chalka, goes right past Burns, and he shuffles up to Chalka. What a great hustle.
Great move.
Great hustle by Jamison Kennedy on the near sideline. Kudos to him for moving the ball back and forth. Forcing the ball to move back and forth. Burns to the goal scorer, Mark Stinardo. Stinardo back to Burns. Burns, Herrera. Herrera finds Brady Stout. Stout on a cut to the middle. That one knocked away. And Nate Boreanaz picks up the loose ball. Boreanaz trying to track it down. He couldn't quite do so. Herrera moves it up. Herrera pickpockets Nate Boreanaz. Now Herrera on the drop to Chalka. Chalka to Celaya. Saleha all the way down, just trickling past Sonardo. And Sonardo was good
risky
pressure.
there.
It was a good, risky pass by Owen Zweier. A good pass is lined out of play. But Sonardo, if he got a piece of that one, was sending it back in the back of the net. 25:40 to play in the second half. Score stays 1-0 HGP at the moment. I forgot to update the scoreboard. 1-0 Firebirds is now updated. Anthony Ramos will throw it in for the Firebirds. Ramos moves it forward, lofts it over the heads of everybody. Back to the middle. And it was Matt Canseri. Couldn't get the shot on goal.
Oh, wow.
And a rebound shot was by Walter Graff. A diving attempt made by Owen Zweier, and it's successful. Herrera bouncing the ball back and forth for the Firebirds. Herrera and Burns. Burns to Matt Canseri. Canseri to the middle. Loose ball is trying to be tracked down by Dargakis. And Dargakis will inbound. Mike Medici picked up the loose ball for the moment. Medici is the junior along the sideline, number 11. And here comes the inbound, launched up in the air by Ramos. Ramos looking for Herrera, didn't get to him. Burns an off-speed pass, sends that one out of play. Now the inbound comes in from Chris Finnegan, the sophomore. Finnegan, his own inbound, wound up right on him. That's somehow a clean hit. Burns went straight to the chest of Mike Medici, knocking him right down. That's a good play by Burns, considering it was clean. Deanna to the middle. Deanna to Mark Sonardo. Sonardo was tripped up.
That's a great tackle.
Yeah, that was a great tackle. Pass to the middle, but a little bit too far was Ryan Welsh. And Welsh lets the ball trickle towards Burke in net, and Burke will shuffle the ball around.
Burke playing some games. I mean, if you're the Firebirds, why not drain the clock a little bit?
Mm-hmm. That's what I expect them to do. They loft one up in the air. It's brought down by Vaughn Kelly. Kelly moving the ball about. And so we have Firebird inbound along the sideline. Here comes that inbound off of Burns. Burns tracking it down. Burns playing physical still, as Ryan Welsh has been taking a beating off of him. And Burke on the inbound. Burke back to Burns. Burns in open space, out across.
Nice pass.
He has his man Stout. Stout to the middle. Makes a man miss. Good move by Stout, and that may have been Graff as well. It was Graff. So Graff for the great move. He got the ball towards the net, and it was Owen Zweier who picked it up. Zweier moves it up. Deanna and Chalka still playing physical. Jaguars tripped up. That was Jamison Kennedy. Kennedy moved it up. Kennedy looking for Ryan Welsh. And Welsh went down. It's the late whistle going against the Firebirds and Deanna.
Seems like a good amount of late whistles today.
Mm-hmm.
Was that did you just put up a yellow card?
I didn't see it. I mean, it may have been a yellow card worthy play.
Wow. If you did, that's... Wow.
Well, I didn't personally see one, but regardless, it'll be a free kick for the Jaguars. If it was yellow, it'll be the second yellow card of the game. The first one went against Ethan Beatty.
All right, let's see how many people run by it this time. Looks like there's 5 people right now.
Yep, 5 people there. Let's see, they're going to call a post route, a slant,
Maybe
tight
a
end screen.
corner, maybe. Out route. Okay.
It
Oh.
appears to be play action as the
What the-
first two go right past the ball. Big pump fake. And, so only 3 people go past it. So number 46 stayed back. That was Chris Boreanaz. Centering pass is knocked away. And the Firebirds with a good defensive clear.
Oh, look how
Wow, Swire was way out of his own net.
Wow.
And sent that ball out of play on the sideline.
Might as well try to score at that point. I mean, how far out he was.
He has shown he has a leg for it today. Didn't quite get it on line enough to do so. And so it'll be an inbound coming from Sean Fleming. Fleming to Salea. He finds Herrera. Herrera finds Lawson in the middle. Lawson with space. Out to the far side. Pass goes right back to Lawson. That appears to be Chase Mastel subbing on for the Firebirds, a junior. And indeed it is. This junior defenseman Chase Mastel subs on for the Firebirds. So the Firebirds a junior heavy lineup on the field right now. Here comes Deanna. Deanna with a great pickpocket for the Firebirds. Deanna moves it up looking for Chris Boreanaz. And Boreanaz moves one down, scooped up by Burke at the outskirts of his box. Under 20 to play, about 19 and a half to be specific. And now Burke moving it up. And Burke sent one up in the air. And it'll go out of bounds and out of play. So Mark Sonoro disagrees with the call at the moment, which is a Jaguar ball. And his disagreement actually goes to some type of production as the Firebirds will inbound with Walter Graff. Graff went right to Sindardo, but Sindardo couldn't quite bring in the ball. And the ball is ruled out of bounds off of him. Here goes the inbound, centering pass as Herrera went down behind the play. Now Sindardo goes down. He pops back up. Sindardo, the only goal scorer of the day for either side, moves it back to Chase Mastel. Mastel on the move, Lawson. Lawson back to Mike Cancellieri. And Cancellieri on the drop, line drive past Deanna. Headed away by the other Boreanaz, Nate Boreanaz, the senior. And now great move by Chris Boreanaz. Boreanaz back and forth. Chris being a junior and Nate being the senior. And now the Jags had a quick offensive attack, but Burke turns it away. Burke on the drop, Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart finds Herrera. Herrera has Deanna and Mastel. He goes to Chase Mastel. Mastel on the move to Lawson. Lawson Sindardo. And Sindardo has the ball knocked away again. Back and forth they go, and that's going to be another whistle going against the Firebirds. And going right down was Mike Medici, the junior. Medici sends one down the free kick and is caught in the air by Burke. Burke remains with his pinpoint accuracy. And as I say that, it lines out of play. Salea was the one looking for the pass from Burke. And it's Chris Finnegan, the sophomore, will bring it in. Finnegan has it. Moves up to Beatty. Beatty over the head of Sindardo, who went down, pops back up. And now the ball lined out of play. Apparently it was out of bounds off of Sindardo and the Firebirds. And so it'll be Chris Finnegan to inbound once more for the Jaguars. Finnegan back and forth. Justin Ellis now gets a touch. Ellis on the drop, getting tripped up was Patrick Duffy. Duffy gets back up. So is Jake Ferris, a sophomore. And Ferris has his pass lined way out of play into the 5-man student section with no students.
So not much of a student section.
There's Chris Finnegan. Finnegan moves it up to Patrick Duffy. Duffy all the way up. Nate Boreanaz. And Boreanaz on the drop. That one blocked by Sonardo. Great play as Zweier has been risky all day with those passes. And it finally comes back to bite him as Mark Sonardo with a great block going full send. But the Firebirds had nobody home to pick up the loose ball. Here comes Logan Stewart on the move. Logan Stewart toe-tapping the sideline. Logan Stewart was ruled out of bounds apparently, as Ethan Bede was calling for a potential free kick. Pardon me, BD. .14:46 to play. Inbound pass goes right to Salea.
Nice play there.
Yeah, great ball movement as he moved up to Lawson. Lawson back and forth. Here comes the drop, picked up by Justin Ellis. And Ellis will move it forward. Line drive pass up the field, knocked away. Justin Ellis, the sophomore, had it for a moment. Ellis moves up to Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri finds his man in Herrera. Herrera with speed. Pardon me, that's Salea. Salea with speed in the middle. Centering pass looking for his first passer. Cancellieri didn't quite get to him. Here's Logan Stewart. Logan Stewart is tripped up. That's going to be a definite whistle. And a yellow card going against number 8 of Patrick Duffy. So Duffy went down with the yellow. Logan Stewart will adjust his socks and try to take off a few more seconds of the clock. Logan Stewart set to go. He sends Salea to the near side. He takes it himself, no motion in the middle. Sonardo a great touch over the middle. Lawson, loose ball in the middle. Ramos on a spin. That one knocked away and it's cleared away again by the Jaguars as Jamison Kennedy back in open space. And Kennedy is tripped up.
Oh, that's
great
clean.
tackle
Yeah.
by Chase Mastel. Mastel on the move. Shovels it forward towards Sonardo. And Sonardo back to Mastel. Mastel solid defense with no pickpocket on
Nice
the play.
tackle by Ramos.
Ramos another good tackle and a good pickpocket. Pass all the way down. Jorge Lopez, the senior, in motion. Lopez all the way down the middle, centering pass but off speed.
That was a great play there.
There's a centering shot on net but off speed as Burke made the save. So moving it back up with it is Vaughn Kelly. And Kelly off the drop looking for Kennedy. Kennedy goes out of play. Graff to Deanna. Deanna, Beatty. And Beatty's pass to go out of play. Ramos sends one almost out of play. Ramos finds Lawson instead along the sideline. Lawson on the loose ball. Lawson drops it off to Deanna. Deanna moves it up. Here's Walter Graff. Graff back to Lawson. And Lawson found Graff. Graff applied a hit on Matthew Cooney. Cooney wanted a whistle and he may have got it. So Cooney sends one in, headed away initially by Beatty. And Beatty's head ball will go out of play. .10:40 to play in the second. The inbound will come from the Jaguars. Ball is thrown in, goes just past everybody as Ryan Welsh will clear it away. Welsh moves it up off the drop. And here comes Cooney. Cooney on the far side, couldn't get the pass in. And the ball is lofted out of play. It was out of play for the moment, now comes back in play. Subbing on as Nick Armitage, yet another junior for the Firebirds. So among the juniors on the field so far today for the Firebirds are Mastel, Stenardo, Armitage, Beatty, and Mike Cancellieri. So Jack Kalish will send it in for the Jaguars. It's way out of his own net as Owen Zweier behind Kalish. His one bounce pass to the middle is lined away by Deanna. Almost out of play as Kalish sends one on net, off the post, head ball back towards the net, bicycle kick. That one, what a save by the Firebirds. Great defense by Anthony Ramos. The Firebirds still not out of the woods yet. Now they appear to be for the moment, as Ramos was on the line and a toe tap touch out of play. Ramos, an amazing defensive play to keep the game at a 1-0 Firebird lead with 8:40 to play in the second. The Firebirds can't believe what was called after that, which was a free kick up along the far side just beyond the bench of the Jaguars. So Jack Kalish will have it. Well ahead of the net, so I don't think he can get there in the air. Both sides will crowd the middle. Kalish has it. Burns subs on. Here's the line drive shot. It may have actually almost reached the net in the air. It was headballed away by Ramos. Ramos found David Cossey, the senior. And Cossey's passes trickled all the way down back to Zweier, who boots it out of play. And almost over everything. Lawson takes the inbound. Lawson moves it up. Logan Stewart, another solid touch. Still, Logan Stewart has Armitage to his near side. He's going to have him. Nick Armitage, good pass, but into traffic, and coming away with it is Mike Cancellieri. He drops it off to Lawson. Lawson goes down low to Fleming. Fleming back to Lawson on the sideline. Lawson down the seam.
Oh, stayed in, wow.
Yeah, somehow stayed in as Tommy Walsh picks it up. Walsh are going to continue his point streak to 3 consecutive games. Walsh centering pass, that one died out too fast, and cleared away by Boreanaz. 7 minutes to play in the second. Boreanaz had the ball lined away. Here's Lawson up in the air. Logan Stewart, good touch, looking for Burns, didn't quite get to him. And off speed, kind of hip shot by Fleming, goes out of play. 5 people sub on for the Garnet Valley Jaguars. Almost half of a starting lineup.
I mean, this could be one of their last chances, so it's a good plan to just get some fresh legs on.
Yeah, 6:24 to play in the second, and they are running a little low on time. The pass is booted down, goes off the head of Matthew Cooney, the sophomore, and it bounces in between the Firebird and Jaguar benches. Lawson gets tripped up on the sideline. Lawson down by Fleming, and Fleming's pass is cleared away by Chris Boreanaz. Boreanaz all the way down in open space. He has his brother Nate Boreanaz. Nate looking for Chris again, didn't quite get to him. Here's a drop to Lawson. Lawson back and forth, sent away by Deanna, who is tripped up but well behind the play, so no whistle. And the ball was ruled off of Armitage of the Firebirds. And so Chris Finnegan to inbound. Finnegan to Beatty. Beatty's inbound pass is a good touch to Justin Ellis. Ellis to Armitage. Armitage to Deanna, who goes down. Armitage and Lawson both holding their legs at the moment. Lawson back up, and so is... Wow. So Armitage and Lawson sends a boot all the way down to the sideline.
For a minute there, it seemed like everyone was falling.
.4:44 to play in the second. The hands went up in the moment by the Jaguars sideline. And then a Jaguar went down immediately after that, and it's a whistle going against Garnet Valley. And so the Firebirds take over. Here's a line drive pass. Walsh, the intended target. It went off of his foot, but off of a Garnet Valley Jaguar foot, and out of play as well. So the inbound pass is knocked away. It went to Fleming. Fleming tried to find Tommy Walsh again, and Walsh just couldn't bring it in. And so it's Zweier who launches it down. Zweier on the boot. Off the hip of Lawson. Lawson back and forth with it. Here's Fleming. Fleming on the drop to Lawson. And Lawson drops off to Matt Cooney. And Cooney watches his pass trickle dangerously towards Zweier and Armitage, who is streaking towards the net. Walsh moves it up. Walsh
Great
finds
hustle.
Nick Armitage. Armitage, good hustle, centering pass. Fleming,
Oh, wow.
he scores!
What a play!
What a brilliant pass from Nick Armitage. And Armitage finds Fleming on the tip-in. And two unlikely heroes to the Firebirds so far today. Sindardo with the early goal in the second half. And now Nick Armitage with the dagger assist on the Sean Fleming goal.
What a pass that was.
It was an absolutely beautiful touch from Armitage. Perfect power, perfect aim, and perfect centering in the middle. And he just beat out Zweier, who looked absolutely perfect going into that possession, even while allowing the Sindardo goal. The clock finally stopped at 2:52 to play in the second half. The Jaguars calling for about 10 seconds more to be put on the clock. And probably rightfully so. Nothing being added at the moment. It'll stay 2:52. As again, it's now a 2-0 Firebird lead with 2:45 and taking the play in the second half. Moving back and forth is Jamison Kennedy. The Jaguars need to pull off a miracle if they are to come back and force an overtime. Here goes Burns. Burns on a drop looking for Mike Cancellieri. Didn't quite get to him. Pass is moved up. It's lined all the way down. It was a good-looking pass for Nate Boreanaz. And Boreanaz is whistled for the offsides. 2:15 to play in the second half. And ticking as Beatty will slowly bring the ball out of his own box. Beatty has Burke behind them, and Burke about 120 seconds away from a shutout. Burke moves it up. It was a good touch by Mike Medici, but it's a turnover for HGP. Here goes Walsh. Walsh to the middle. Mike Cancellieri. Cancellieri is tripped up. And it appeared to be clean at the moment, but never mind, it is called the opposite.
Wow.
And so this could be a possible penalty kick. I don't think it was that far into the box that we're going to get that, but it appeared close enough that it is definitely debatable.
I'll be honest, I thought that was a clean tackle, but
it appeared to be clean. The Firebirds will still have an opportunity here. 1:13 and taking the play in the second half. And now here goes Walsh. Walsh looking to extend his point streak to 3 consecutive games and make it 4 points in his last 3. Walsh sends one down on target and just missed.
Oh.
It appeared to be on target. It may have been tipped before it got towards the net, and it just missed by an inch on that near side. Armitage chipping into the pass. It's a great cutback by Jamison Kennedy, who has run this offense today for the Jaguars.
Nice play.
But it has faltered behind him as Billy Burke took a hit behind the play, and a late whistle comes in as Burke will trickle back into his own net, and the whistle should go against the Jaguars. 19.5 seconds to play in the second half. The whistle was going to go against the Firebirds. And Jamison Kennedy will be the man to shoot the ball on net for the Jaguars. Burke looking for one more save to end the game on a high note. Here goes Fleming all the way down. That one headed away. Almost out of play. Boreanaz out to the near side. To the top. 16 seconds and ticking. On the move is Jorge Lopez. Lopez clears it away. It's picked off. Here goes Burns. Burns whistle for the offsides. That was not close, but regardless, that'll be the last play of today's game. It's a 2-0 final score and a win for the Firebirds. So Burns is pleading his case till he realized there was 2 seconds left, and to no avail. And then it's kind of walked away.
He said, okay, whatever, that's fine.
So 2-0 Firebirds, your final score from the Dwayne Athletic Complex, and they improve to 4-2 at home, and it ends their 2-game losing streak. Unfortunately, it will increase the Garnet Valley Jaguars losing streak to 2 games.
Oh, man.
HGP increases their goal differential now to just -4, bouncing back after a 6-0 loss to Conestoga with a shutout of their own, this time a positive one, 2-0, as they come out on top. And I think your MVP of the game has to be the man behind the shutout.
Easily.
And that being goalkeeper Billy Burke, filling in for the still injured Tim Devine. And Burke looked absolutely perfect today, being able to counteract some great offensive possessions for the Jaguars and 2 free kicks from just to the top of the box, including one in the final minute of play. The goal scorers for today's game were Sean Fleming, the second goal to put the game away, but your game-winning goal, which happened just 6 minutes into regulation in the second half. I should say 6 minutes in the second half, not regulation in the second half. 6 minutes into the second half was by the junior Mark Sinardo, the junior midfielder. The assist came from Nick Armitage and Daniel Salea, both of them getting their only points of the game offset assists. So one more time, your final score from the New Athletic Complex is a 2-0 final score. Win for Holy Ghost Prep. It's their first since our last home stream. And they improve back to 7-8, looking to make one last push for potential playoff spot in the PIAA 5A playoffs. So this is Caden Stewart.
I'm Steven Zaglin.
And we're signing off from Holy Ghost Prep with your final score of Firebirds defeating the Garnet Valley Jaguars 2-0.
Holy Ghost Prep ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.